Hey, hey, hey. Hello, everybody. We are live, and I am playing with StreamYard tonight. So that means that we are live on YouTube and Inspired Living and Women Wanting More, our intimate and premier women's group, all about women's empowerment, taking your power back, building your confidence, and so much more. So I want to welcome you all here tonight. And if somebody could put a thumbs up in the comments so that I could make sure that you can hear me, okay? Okay. And live viewers will show up on StreamYard. So drop an emoji in the comment below or tell me where you're tuning in from. Tonight's topic is really, really great. I know maybe it threw you off a little bit, but what you're going to get out of the next 25 minutes is going to be really, really incredibly valuable. So again, if you're just joining in, my name is Shelly Marinka, and I am owner and founder of Women Wanting More, which is the Facebook group community that I'm on right now, and also a company called Inspired Living with Shelly Marinka. And I own a women's empowerment coaching company, and I help women thrive in life, to take their power back, to reclaim their voice, to step out in confidence, to be more for themselves and for others, and actually to live a life that they love. It's all about living fully out with happiness and confidence so that you can have a fulfilling life no matter where you are. All right, California here. Welcome, California. My background, I'm in Boulder, Colorado right now. And I used to live in Northern California in a small town called Murphy's. And I love this view so much that when I have the opportunity to come live, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, I love it. Welcome. I'd like to share the view here. So again, Shelly Marinka, I welcome you here. I'm really excited. And yes, thank you. It is a beautiful setting. And as we go throughout the live stream tonight, if you have questions, just post them in the comment. And I get too distracted trying to answer them if, they're going to take more than a couple of sentences. So I'll stay on at the end and we'll do Q&A and I can answer your questions for you. Okay. So I want to welcome you all here. I'm really excited that you are. And if you're not part of my Women Wanting More group and you are a female, then just go to Facebook, go to Women Wanting More, and we will invite you in. So tonight I want to talk about why you're still making excuses and you're not taking care of yourselves. And, I want to say that this is really common with women, but I know that it's common with men too. And even though this conversation may be directed sometimes to women, I'm talking to you men out there too, because now we're on Facebook, not just in my women's group. And it's really freaking important to take care of ourselves. But way too many of us are not. And we're living by default instead of by creation and creating our own life. So why you're still making excuses and not taking care of yourself? One of the reasons is because it's scary, because you have to change something in order to change your life. You have to change your mind, or you change your thoughts in order to change your life. And if you're not taking care of yourself, that means you're making a decision. You've made a decision not to take care of yourself by maybe not making a decision. But what's very common is that the reason why you're still making excuses is because it's easier to not speak up and share your emotions and express your feelings. It's easier to serve others and put yourself last because that's kind of common and that's what women do. We often are putting other people in front of us because we don't feel worthy and we don't feel deserving of putting ourselves first. And self-care means many, many things, but one of them is that we are filling our cup up to be able to maximize our potential, to live at a high vibration energetically, to live in our day being happy, right? And if we deprive ourselves of self-care, that means that we're running around, perhaps being angry, perhaps being bitter, perhaps, what am I looking for? For feeling, less than because someone else isn't putting us first. But we've got to do that. In order to take care of ourselves, that is a decision that we have to make, and we have to feel worthy of taking care of ourselves. And we have to love ourselves to make sure that we put ourselves first to take care of ourselves. So drop in the comments below, if you would, whether you're watching this post broadcast or not, if you feel like you're doing a good job of taking care of yourself, okay? So here's what I want to talk to you about is self-love is one. And if we have no self-love, then we do not accept ourselves as we are. We will put ourselves at the bottom. We will not make ourselves a priority. We will become drained completely, and then we will be resentful to others that we're serving or having to take care of. But we have to be radically responsible and radically honest with ourselves and ask ourselves, whose responsibility is this, right? It's your responsibility to take care of yourself. It's your responsibility to be self-aware. It's your responsibility to be radically honest and love yourself. And here's the thing, my friends, if we are not doing any of those, then we need to begin with self-love. And I have an awesome course online at my website called esmarank.com. And if you would like to take a self-love journey to loving yourself more, it's a 5-week course. Put your name in the comment and I will give you a coupon for 50% off that course. It's an amazing course. I recently took it myself, and it's, just a great 5-week course that's loaded with videos, emails, journaling prompts. It's a really valuable gift that you give yourself to learn how to love yourself more and honor yourself, and then find those places where you are lacking self-love so that you can work on those and lift them up so you can live a life a life that you love. And why you're still making excuses and not taking care of yourself is also because you have excuses and you're validating them and they're real for you. And there's resistance about change. And if you want to take care of yourself, that means that many of you out there have to change. You have to do something differently. And there's fear. And yeah, it's damn scary to step out and speak your voice, right? However, if you want to change, then you've got to do this. And I want to talk to you about self-awareness tonight, because knowing thyself is the most important thing you can do. And when you know thyself, then you love thyself and you have knowledge, and knowledge is power. And you can power up your potential that way, and you can get what you want, and you will stop with the excuses and start taking care of yourself. So what is self-awareness? There is this cool quote that's been around for centuries, and it says, know thyself. And it's actually a famous motto from ancient history and some American, Western philosophers like Plato and Socrates. And basically, it's about encompassing the fundamental idea that when we know thyself, then we practice true self-awareness and self-radical honesty. And we can see beyond the labels that the world puts on us. The world is putting labels on us from the moment we go into preschool, throughout the rest of our lives. And so we either become those labels and we own those labels that are put on us, or we do the inner work and we become aware of who we truly are, and we learn to know thyself and love thyself so that we can become more. And when we let go of the identity of the labels that other people have put on us and that the world has put on us, and when we let go of the limitations of our ego, then we're free to love ourselves. We're set free to be our true self, our authentic self. And guess what? When that happens, guess what that happens? We have no more labels. The opinions of others do not matter to us anymore. And honestly, let me tell you, friends, the opinions that others have of you is none of your business. It's none of your business. It doesn't matter what the hell they think of you. You know why? Because it's just their mirror reflections of themselves on you. And so we those labels. And even though we've gotten labels from our childhood, it doesn't mean that as an adult, we still have to own them, wear them, use them. And we've all put on masks over time to cope with those labels, right? So there's no more exterior judgments when we know ourselves and love ourselves, and we can see who our true selves are. And that's an inner game. And let me tell you, as a personal development coach and as a women's empowerment coach, I always start with the inner game. It's all about mindset. It's all about the inner game because we cannot master, let's say we want to lose weight or we want to shift careers, but we need to develop confidence and skills in order to do that. Or we want to leave a bad relationship, whatever it is that's moving in your life and that you're going through a transition, you need courage and bravery to step up and do it. And you won't be set free to be able to follow through and do that thing that scares you the most because fear will be getting in the way. And if we don't begin with our mindset and begin with that shift, of loving ourselves more and managing the mindset and developing the skills and the self-awareness, we're not going to be able to follow through. So we're not going to be able to get what we want. And so our true self, your true self, my friends, is full of potential and passion and purpose and possibilities. But the labels that you wear and that you own and you hold on to will undoubtedly mask what I just shared with you is totally a part of each one of your true selves. And here's the thing. You have skills, you have talents, you have possibilities, you have interests, all kinds of things that you can step into. But how are you going to do that if you keep having an excuse that you're not good enough, that, that you don't deserve self-care, that you are just simply not enough? Your emotions belong to you. They don't belong to anybody else. So what someone tells you, we can't blame them and say, you made me feel this way, or I didn't do this because you said this, that, or the other thing. We've got to grow up and own our emotions, right? And that has a lot to do with our level of emotional literacy that I'll talk to you about at some other time, but not today. Today, I'm going to give you about 4 tips on how to build self-awareness and how to practice radical self-honesty so that you can throw out the excuses that you have for not taking care of yourself anymore. And if you're just tuning in, I want to just let you know this is Shelley Marenka of Inspired Living, and I am a women's empowerment coach, and I'm tuning in from our Facebook community, Women Wanting More, and Inspired Living on Facebook, and also my Inspired Living with Shelley Marenka YouTube channel. So I'm really glad that you're here. Drop a comment below of where you're tuning in from, and we're going to continue on. So when we're self-aware, and honest with ourselves, like radically honest with ourselves, which is difficult to do because it's scary, right? We can scare the shit out of ourselves being radically honest. But that's where our freedom lies, you guys. And it's then where we'll see our true nature and our true potential. And I remember, tapping in and tuning into self-discovery many years ago, and it was scary. I tapped into it a couple decades ago, and to be radically honest with you, I went, no, I don't think I want to go there. There's a lot of childhood wounds that we carry around. There's a lot of stories about ourselves that we carry around. And going deep within to find the spirit and the connection with the divine and find our true selves, there's a little bit of digging that we're going to have to do. We're going to have to throw some dirt behind us, right? But the beautiful thing is that the light will overpower the darkness. And it's going into that darkness and shining a light where you will find the diamonds. And that's where you will find your true self. And it is a process that is so worth it, you guys. It's the number one gift that you can give yourself in your life, no matter whether you're 20, 30, 40, 50, or 60. And so if you haven't gone there yet, I encourage you to, and take a look at my self-love 5-week course. I'll give you a 50% discount on that. And it's one of the best ways to experience this journey. And you know what? I wrote that course, you guys, after a self-love journey myself. And I came home to myself and it was like, I wanted to create an online course, and I decided through my divine calling that this was going to be the first one. And it's loaded with gems. So I hope you take up on my offer. And the thing is that when we step into our truest potential, that everything else in life will flow. There won't be resistance and roadblocks. that will keep us from stepping into our greatness. There will be obstacles and there will be challenges, but we'll be strong enough and have kicked fear aside and have greatest self-awareness about the potential that we have the capability of overcoming that. And then we flow into our potential, and flow is everything. We want our life to be in alignment with flow, like the river, right? And sometimes we have to swim to the side and hold on, for dear life and catch our breath. But if you keep moving forward, you're going to be in alignment with the direction that your life really is designed to go. So you'll be fully living your life and your calling and stepping into your potential all the way. And the thing is that it will affect your relationships. They will improve and they will get better. Your career will get better. The courage to change careers will become available for you. You'll have better relationships, with your family and raising your children. Everything will up level. Your vibration, your energy, your skills, your talents, your potential, when you tap into your true self and who you are. Welcome, Debbie from LA. It's great to see you. And the thing is that, in my women's group, a lot of women are afraid to make a change because they're afraid of being alone. So they're either alone because they left a relationship, or they're stuck in a relationship and not leaving that relationship because they're afraid of being alone. But I can guarantee you this, lovely, and look at me in the eye, that once you get in touch with your true self and you follow your intuition and your inner guidance, you will fall in love with who you are, and you will never, ever be alone again. Now, if you believe in God, I want you to know that you're not alone. No one ever is alone out there. It's when we tap into that vertical connection of the divine that we have this eternal guidance that no one can ever take away from us. That external stuff, that horizontal plane of connection, that's all material stuff, and that's attachment. And yeah, a lot of us are attached to that, but that's for a different conversation. But to truly get in alignment with who you are, you're going to be getting in line vertically with the divine. And that's going to allow you to become who you are meant to be in this life. So fully accepting and being in love with yourself is the best thing that you can ever do. So here we go. Get out your pen and paper if you haven't grabbed it yet. And drop a comment below where I can see where you guys are tuning in from. I get really excited to see, where you're coming from, because we have people internationally from everywhere. So here's some tips on how to build self-awareness and practice radical self-honesty. Because if we're not radically honest with ourselves, then we're shortchanging our potential and the love and acceptance that we can have for ourselves. So you want to do this so that you can be true to yourself, and so that you can live an authentic life with integrity and with honesty and with happiness and potential. Okay. So number one is self-awareness. Self-awareness is the number one most important thing that you will gain by learning and doing towards achieving mindfulness, because you want mindfulness. You want mindfulness. And mindfulness is simply about monitoring our inner world, our thoughts, our emotions, and our beliefs. And when we have self-awareness, then we can be aware of what we're thinking and doing, so we can stop it, we can change it on a dime, and we can course correct, so that we're serving ourselves and not going into an area of negativity, going downhill, but stepping up into positivity and powerful thinking. Okay. But most of us are running on autopilot. Most of us are running around unconsciously, stressed out, laying on the horn on the freeway, bumping into people, and a lot of thoughts going on in our minds where we can't even be present. And so we're hardly aware of not only being in the present moment, but why we're succeeding or failing, or why we're behaving the way that we do, because we're not taking a moment to check in. Self-awareness is so critical to your success and to loving yourself more and to getting to know who you are. And our minds are filled with the daily chatter of life, right? So many things going on. You wake up in the morning, you grab your phone, you're looking at everyone else's agenda. It's setting the tone for your morning, and it's usually not a good one. So if you want a great morning routine, just drop it in the comment below. Give me your name, say morning routine, and I'll get in touch with you to send you a very powerful, unstoppable morning routine. But just to let you know, I don't look at my phone until about 10 o'clock. Do not look at anybody else's agenda. I'm not tapping into what's happening in the world out there because it'll affect my emotion. It'll affect my vibration and my energy levels. So I want to call into my day what I want to call in, not what other people are doing. And so I have a powerful morning routine that allows me to elevate my energy, get excited about my day, get on task, and really be successful and happy throughout my day. And so the distractions don't get there, and the daily chatter doesn't overrun my agenda. And we seldom self-reflect, you guys. We don't stop enough during our day to just self-reflect, take a look at like that previous project we were working on, or the previous conversation that we just had, or the meeting that we got out of, to kind of download, clear our mind, write down a few takeaways, and then take a big deep breath before we go into the next best thing, right? And so having moments to be able to breathe within our day is so important. And having purpose and having a vision versus just existing, right? You guys, life is too freaking precious to just exist. So if you're just existing, stop it. Begin right now to create a vision and a purpose for your life, because you've only got one, and it goes lickety split so freaking fast that the things that you're putting off till tomorrow should really be happening today. So just having the slightest bit of awareness, you guys, about your life can be a game changer. It can move the needle. It can change everything for you. So there's a lot to learn about self-awareness, and I'm going to give you a few more tips, but tune into my future Wednesday night lives. I go live every Wednesday night. Tonight I went live at 6:30 Pacific. So I think I'm going to go back to that because of daylight savings. And you can also go and check in my YouTube channel, my podcast channel, to help empower your life. And it's all about living a full life with happiness and confidence and empowering yourself to get whatever you want and create the life that you want. So how to build self-awareness? Number one is improving your self-care. So we're going fully back around that, maybe you tuned in because you don't give yourself enough care, or you have excuses and they're excuses, but you don't know what to do about the excuses that you're giving yourself, and you're not giving yourself a way out, and you're also not giving yourself an agenda for self-care. And let me just mention that self-care isn't just taking a bath with lavender and Epsom salts. Self-care is about your emotional level, your physical level. It's about feeding your body, your mind, and your spirit, and with every choice that you make. And every choice that you make, every thought that you have, is either going towards building a better life for you, or taking it away and aging it in some way, or distracting it in some way, or going down the negative path. So when you're radically self-honest with yourself, you will be aware that you're not giving yourself the nurturing that you need. And my guess is that you need some nurturing. You've worked hard, you've been through a lot, you're taking care of other people in your life, but you're not taking care of yourself. So self-awareness will begin with radical self-honesty and radical self-care, because you'll pause, you'll take some time, you'll breathe. Some ideas for self-care could be just taking 3 minutes out to breathe during the day. Big breathing exercises, and just to exhale and let your heart rate down. Meditation, nurturing your life, knowing when to hit the pause button. Because as I said earlier, we go, go, go so fast that we're running unconsciously. And we are so conditioned by culture to live in a state of chaos that we don't stop ourselves. By the time we get home, we're exhausted, we're drained emotionally and physically, and yet we've done nothing to fill our cup up. On top of maybe having a really bad day and having a really lousy boss that, threw your day sideways. We've got to tune into self-care. That's part of self-awareness, being radically honest with yourself. Number two is that when you have self-awareness, to build that, you'll have better possibilities. A winner's mindset is such because they have self-awareness. They're aware of their actions and when they're moving the needle forward, and they are constantly course correcting by the self-awareness that they have, taking a look, at their day, taking a look at their week, taking a look at their month to stay on track, to make sure that they are moving in the direction that they want. For an example, as an athlete, when they're training to run a marathon, they've got to be on track every day. They've got to know what their pacing is. They've got to know how to build on their training program. They've got to know when to rest and restore and recover. They have to know what they need to fuel their bodies with, and as a personal trainer and a competitive athlete and training athletes, I know all of this. And it's the same thing that we need to do with our life, with our emotions, with our mindset, and with our spirit. We've got to take good care of ourselves. So winners do this, and you are a winner. And in order to be more of a winner, you've got to skill up. And so individuals who can see themselves clearly can create better possibilities for themselves. And then you'll grow. You're more likely to succeed. And, knowledge is power. That's an old adage that's been around forever. It's ancient wisdom. The more self-awareness we have, the more that we gain in our life when it comes to our relationships, our career, our business, our life in general. The other one is be here in the now. Eckhart Tolle wrote a book about being in the now, and he's really brought the fact about presence, being present in the moment. Like for you right now, I want you to be radically honest with me, and I want you to drop in the comment below if you're doing something else while you're listening to this video. It's very common, right? We've gotten really good at multitasking. So we often are not present in the moment. And it was one of the hardest things for me to learn because I was not. I'd be on the phone. I'd be answering an email at the same time. I might be, having eye contact with someone else running through my house or my office. Oh my God. And because I used to believe that multitasking was really an effective way to get stuff done, but I was wrong. And I then learned that multitasking is the best way to be distracted and unsuccessful, and certainly disrespectful when you're multitasking, when you want to be present with someone who you're sitting across from or in a meeting or on the phone with, or even having, dinner. When you go out, put your phone away. Because when you have your phone, when you simply have your phone, like right here, but you put it on the table and you're in a restaurant, you put it on the table when you're in the meeting, how do you think that feels when that person or people that are in there feel when you've got the phone there? They don't feel like you're totally present and in the moment. So put that phone away and be in the now and here in the present. And God bless you for taking care of your mom and dad. I understand this is dinner hour and other things are going on, but you can listen to the live broadcast, post-broadcast, and it'll be uploaded on my YouTube channel as well. So no worries. But staying present in the now and living in the present moment, you will have clearer thoughts. You will be giving a gift to yourself. You will have less stress. You'll have more nourishing communication and interaction with others. You'll feel better about yourself. You'll have a lowered heart rate physiologically. Being more present in the moment is a gift to your body. It's like putting it on pause, and deleting the stress button. And you'll even have an improved mood, because when you're in the present moment, you can't be anywhere else. Like if you're looking at me right now in the eyes through this video, and we have connection and contact in our eyes, You can't be anywhere else. And that's the beauty about being in the present moment. And so there's a big move towards mindfulness today. So some of the things I'm talking about right now, maybe you've heard of before. Um, but it's in our culture to be really busy. And busy isn't a badge of honor, you guys. Busyness is a distraction to keep us typically from doing what we're supposed to be doing, feeling what we want to be feeling, and acting and having emotions to where we can have and offer the most value. And as I said before, knowing ourselves may take some effort and it'll take some work. And yes, it's even a little bit scary, but it may be the best, most important gift you have ever given yourself. Okay. So I've got some homework for you. So we have three things. It was, let's see, recapping how to build self-awareness and practice radical self-honesty was tuning into self-awareness. Okay. By improved self-care, by taking care of yourself. And the self-awareness creates better possibilities for your life so that you can become more of the winner that you are. And then to be in the now and be present. And so some homework is jot this down. And if someone can jot it in the comments, I would really appreciate that. So that would be great for helpful for other people. But number one, what does the phrase know thyself mean to you? What does the phrase know thyself mean to you? Jot that down in your journal, ask yourself that question, and sit with it for a little bit. And then, number two question is, who are you? And as simple as this question may seem, sometimes it's really hard to answer. I remember asking myself this, about 7 years ago after my divorce, and it was like, it's a total reset. I mean, I used to be a wife, I used to be a mom, I used to be a personal trainer, used to be a competitive athlete. But at some point in my life, I realized this isn't who I am. These are labels. Some of them are responsibilities, but who I truly am is completely different than that. So maybe that'll be helpful and give you some perspective um, to answer that question. And you know what? If you don't know that answer, it's okay. We can talk about that some other time. You can reach out to me and I can help you with that. Um, and maybe an easier answer would be, how would you define yourself? Okay. So you can answer that. And then the other question is, what is the number one benefit that you feel that you can get really excited about when it comes to having more self-awareness? Okay. So I'm going to give you some choices. And if someone puts in the comments below, I'd be grateful. So what's the number one benefit of being self-aware that you can get excited about now that we've talked about? Would it be clarity on your purpose? Would it be having better success? Would it be having increased improvement towards achievement of your goals? Would it be less stress and anxiety or depression? Would it be improved mindfulness? What an amazing gift that is that you can give yourself. Or would it be something else? So go ahead and answer those questions as part of your homework. And I have a bonus here for you, and it has to do with I am statements because it has to do with emotions. And our emotions have everything to do with our thoughts that we're thinking, the beliefs that we have, and the actions that we take. And when we can have self-awareness about all that, when we can have self-awareness about what we're thinking and what we're believing and what we're doing and what actions we're taking and how we're responding, then we can pull back in self-reflection and we can course correct if we're not moving in the direction that we want to. Clarity on your purpose. I love it. Excellent. That's really something to get excited about. And that's something I teach all the time in my coaching programs, and including my Women on the Rise 90-day program and Braving the Wilderness 8-week course that I am launching. And it's all about finding your identity and rewriting your story. So if you want to learn more about that, just let me know. I'm really excited about that. And then, so with self-awareness is something else you can do. You can pay attention to your judgments and your feelings. And, for example, you can either go into the blaming, shaming, or you can go into the I am and the awareness of your feelings. Like, let's say you go into the kitchen and, someone that you live with, whether it be a significant other or a child, and, you know, you feel frustrated or angry that they left the kitchen a mess. So you can either go into blaming and shaming them for doing that, or you could say, hey, you know what? I feel really frustrated and angry that the kitchen is a mess. Do you feel that, can you clean this up right now? So it's all about the way that we express ourselves in an emotions. And that's really a good thing, but we want to express them in a way where we don't put the other party on the defense. And it's really important to own our feelings. Okay. And get away from statements like you did this or you made me feel this, because the truth is nobody can make you feel any way in particular, right? It's I am. It's again being radically honest with yourself, being radically responsible with yourself, owning your feelings and owning your emotions, right? And so you could express yourself, I feel anxious, I feel uncomfortable, whatever those feelings are, but express them in a way that is serving and allowing you to speak your voice, but not blaming someone else for your emotions and the way you're feeling. Okay. And so again, in closing, the question in the beginning was, why are you still making excuses for not taking good care of yourself? So I hope this has been helpful to you. I hope it's been valuable. If it has, please give me a thumbs up in the YouTube, share it with your friends, and remember, you want to power up your potential. You want to radically shift your health, and you want to love yourself more. And it all begins with self-love and self-awareness. And when you begin down that path and that journey, you will cut the excuses. You won't have them anymore, and you will begin to take care of yourself. So again, this is Shelley Marenka. You can find me on Inspired Living podcast channel, Inspired Living with Shelley Marenka YouTube, and Women. You can find me on Women Wanting More, which is my private premier women's group, all about women empowerment, taking your power back, finding your foot, finding your voice, and living a very powerful life. And what I'd like to end with is I pulled a couple cards from the deck for you and for me. And one of them is, I don't know if this will come up backwards for you, but it says, it is easy for me to ask for help. If someone could put that in the comments, that would be great. It is easy for me to ask for help. And why this is so important is that those of us who put ourselves last, who serve others, who actually enable others, and we don't make ourselves a priority because we're so busy taking care of other people, we find it difficult to ask for help. This is a really great exercise for you to step out into. Oh, what time is the start time? It's 6:30 Pacific time. So thank you for asking. It's 6:30 Pacific time. Okay. And the other card is, it is safe for me to speak and live from my truth with ease and grace. It is safe for me to speak my truth and live from my truth with ease and grace. These are great mantras to write down, put them on an index card, recite them if you have difficulty with either one of these, and begin to believe in yourself more. I also have some great, powerful affirmations for stepping into your power on my podcast channel and YouTube. I have an evening meditation you might want to enjoy tonight to help you with clarity. One of you mentioned you're excited about finding your clarity. So you can listen to that meditation. I believe it's called The Wise One, or at least it has something about the Wise One on it. And then the last card by Brendan Burchard is, we must be conscious and responsible for our beliefs and behaviors if we are ever to be free. So I'm going to hold this up here for you for a minute. And again, this is Shelley Marenka with Inspired Living. And I just want to say I am so grateful for you joining me tonight. Give me a thumbs up, drop a comment in, on the YouTube. Come back next week, and I've got more for you here. I'm really glad to see you. I'm really excited for you. And if you're interested in powering up your potential, rediscovering and identifying your true self and stepping into confidence, join me in one of my coaching programs. I've got several to choose from, and I'd be happy to share them with you. I'll drop a link in the comments below. So if you want to hop on a call with me for free, they are for free for now. I don't know for how long because I'm getting really busy, but hop on a clarity call with me and we can see how we can get you going on the right track. All right. And of all the paths you take, make sure one of those is dirt. Love you guys. Shelly Marika signing off. You're very welcome. Ciao for now. And you can listen to the broadcast. It'll be uploaded in just a little bit.